Hello UPSC aspirants, welcome to Get Into IAS. In this session we are going to discuss about the number system and its basics, which is presented by me, MS Geeta Ranjani. Number system. Under number system we are going to discuss about the real numbers concept. The real numbers concept can be broadly classified into rational numbers and irrational numbers. Under the rational numbers, fractions, integers, whole numbers, natural numbers, all are the concept we are going to learn about detail. So let's learn one by one. The first thing is real numbers. The best definition for real numbers is numbers on the number line. That is, what are the numbers which are presented in the number line? They are all said to be the real number. Here in front of us, one of the number line is given starting from the -6 to ending with the +6. So, number line never ends. Here, the starting point will be infinite and also the ending point is infinite. So, here one of the part of the number line I have taken here. From this, you can choose any number at random. First, I am choosing the number -6. Yes, -6 I have taken. Choose any other number here. Between 5 and 4, this will be going to 5.5. So, -5.5. I have taken that number. Okay, fine. Then, I can choose this 0. Yes, 0. Choose any other number here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Sublines will be there. I want to choose a decimal value over here. Just example 1.33. I want to take. So, I can take 1.33, which is a continuing number after the decimal. This is said to be the recurring numbers. These are the things we will be learned later. So, here 1.33 I have taken from this. Okay. Now, 4. Yes, 4 I can take in. It is a integer number. Then the next thing, between 5 and 6, it is said to be 5.5 or 5 1/2. This is in the mixed fraction form. This is in the decimal form. Okay, one more number I want to take somewhere from here. Yes, -2 and -1. It can be 1.7328 like that. This number doesn't have any ending point. Also, it is not repeating. In such a way, what are the numbers you are supposed to drag from the number line? These all are said to be the real numbers. Now, we can classify these numbers with the help of the chart. The first one is rational and irrational. Irrational numbers, example is 1.7328. This is one of the irrational number. That is never ending and which is not repeating. Yes, irrational number I have taken. Under the rational number 1.33, which is repeating. 3 is repeating. 3 means 3 is repeating. It is never ending. So, it is said to be a recurring number. Okay, I got recurring number. Then, fractions. Yes, 5 1/2 is a fractional number. This is under the real number. Then, negative numbers. So, integers. Integers is always represented by the letter Z. The range of the integers value is infinite. Starting from infinite, -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, also infinite. This is the range of the integers. Then whole numbers. Whole numbers means they are presented with the W letter. So here it is starting from 0, that is whole. 0, 1, 2, 3 and the ending point is infinite, that is the range. And for natural numbers always represented by the letter N and it is having the starting point from 1, 1, 2, 3 up to infinite. So, these three things are to be known while you are going through the number system. Integers means it is represented by Z and the range of integer is starting from any negative value to going until the positive value. So, negative numbers, 0, then positive numbers, all the three categories are coming under integer, but the number is not decimal. Whole numbers means starting from 0 and it doesn't have any ending point, it is going to end with any positive value, not the negative value. So, we can say whole numbers are integers, but then ignoring the negative part starting from 0 to the ending point of the integers. Then natural number, which is a subcategory of the whole numbers, ignore the 0. You want to start from 1 to up to the positive value. It is going to end with, what is the positive value? We don't know, because numbers are having infinite position. So here integers, whole numbers and natural numbers, these are the set of them. They are belonging to these categories. Simply they are the range between them. Integers, whole number and natural numbers are lying. So in this number chart, we can observe what is the integer value. Here -6 is an integer value, and one more value 4 is an integer value. This is negative and this is in terms of positive. So all these can be gathered under real numbers. Then the next one, whole numbers. Whole numbers also 4 is a whole number. Then natural number is, we can say that 4 is a natural number and -6 is not a natural number. One more thing, we can get 3 is a natural number from this. So under this we got fractional values, rational numbers, irrational numbers, natural values and whole number, and also we got integers. So all together consisting of a real number. The next one is rational numbers. We are having the definition for rational numbers. They can be represented as the ratio between two integers with no common factors. That is, they can be represented as the ratio of two integers, means 3:5 or 4:7 or 3/5 or 4/7. These are the ratio forms. It can be written in the form of either ratio or fraction. That is the meaning rational number. Okay. The next statement says, while representing as decimals, they are terminating and recurring. Terminating means stopping point. They will be having some stopping point after the decimals. Recurring means repeating. So simply 0.3333, like that one example we have seen in the first of the session. So this 333 denotes repeating, no? That is called recurring. Now I am going to give some examples to explain better terminating and the recurring words. So here I am having 1.25. 1.25 is a partially decimal value along with the integer, that is a whole number. 1.25 is entirely said to be a decimal value. Here after 255, no values are given and the dot values are not given. Here simply it is 1.25, that's all. So it is having a stopping point after 5. So it is said to be terminating decimal. Terminating means stopping. So here after 5 there is no number at all. It is having an ending point. That is terminating means ending. You can simply describe. Then the next one is recurring. For that I can give one of the value 0.303030, which is repeating and it has no ending point at all. So this is best example for a recurring number. Now we are going to make these two values into a fraction. Then it is said to be a rational number. The first thing, whenever if you are dealing with a terminating number, simply you can take the number, count the number of digits after the decimal point. So how many digits after the decimal? 2 digits. As 2 digits are here in the result, the rational number will have 2 positions. That is, one is the numerator, another one is the denominator. In the denominator part, what is the number to be written, which is based on the number of digits placed after the decimal point. That is 2 digit placed. Put 2 zeros along with 1. If 3 digits placed, put 3 zeros along with 1. That is 1 is the preceding number. That is the thing. Now simply write the value without the decimal. So what I have done, I have counted the numbers and I have made that much of zeros. Before that I have made 1. So now these things are not required. Now what is to be written in the numerator? That is the point. So simply hide the dot. That is, we have taken this 100 to eliminate this dot. After eliminating 1 to 5 is available, that is to be written in the numerator. So the numerator is 125 by 100, which will be equal to 1.25. Now you can start your cancellation procedure. For cancellation, I can take the common number divided by 25. How many 25s in 100? 4 times. How many 25s in 125? 5 times. Finally, the result is 5 by 4. Hereafter, we are not supposed to cancel this 5 with 4. So, what is the fractional value for 1.25 is 5 by 4. Now, this 5 by 4 is a rational number. Rational number means it must be in the P by Q form. That is the statement we can reveal from all these statements. I can written here P by Q. P is the numerator here and Q is the denominator. Any number which can be represented in the P by Q form, then it is simply said to be a rational number. The next thing, we are going to learn how to deal with the recurring numbers, that is repeating numbers. So simply it can be denoted with the bar value. Whenever you are seeing the dotted values after some repeating values, simply you can write what is the value before the decimal 0. Simply you can take, then you can make the decimal point over here. Then the next thing, 30. 30 is repeating, 3030. Take any one of the 30 and write down, because this is going to repeat, right? So for repetition, to denote the repetition, you can make bar above the number. So this is denoting, that is after point 30 is repeating itself. So how to make 0.30 bar into a fraction form? That is simply what we have done in the terminating case, count the digits after the decimal. After the decimal, 2 digits. For the 2, we have done 2 zeros in the denominator part. Here, we are going to take 2 times 9. There we have taken 0. Here we have taken 9. These are simple rules. It is to be followed. Don't take any other number than 9. Only we want to take 9. Now, as soon as if you have made this 9, this 0 will be hidden, this decimal point will go out and the bar will be removed. Now what is the number in front of you? That is 30. Simply take the 30 and write down. That's all. The procedure is over. Now you can simply cancel it. Here divided by 3 10 times. Here 33 times. Finally my answer is 10 by 33. So what is the equivalent fraction for the 0.303030 recurring number? 10 by 33, and that is the answer. So this number can be represented in the ratio, that is P by Q form. So it is said to be the rational number. The next one is irrational numbers. The definition for irrational number is they cannot be represented as the ratio between two integers. In the previous we have learnt rational numbers, in that they can be represented in the P by Q form. Here it is not possible to write these kinds of numbers in the P by Q form. It is not supposed to write this in this form. Why? Because while representing as decimals, they are non-terminating. Terminating means ending point. They don't have ending point and non-recurring. They are not repeating at all. Now I am going to give the best examples to understand irrational number. Say for example, under root 2. Under root 2 will be equal to 1.4142 and it is going like this. See here, whether the numbers are repeating? No, it is not repeating. If it is 4141, simply you can make a bar on that. If it is not repeating, also it doesn't have any ending point. After 2, somewhat numbers are going there. So this number is never be presented in the P by Q form. So this is one of the best example for irrational number. Then the next one, under root 3. This is another best example. The value for under root 3 is 1.732. Somewhat different numbers can be get after this. So it is denoted like this. Here see, which is non-terminating S, it doesn't have any ending point, and non-recurring, non-repeating, no repetition over here. So this number cannot be written in the P by Q form accurately. Then one more example, pi. Everyone know pi value. Pi is equal to 22/7. The actual decimal value for this pi is going to be 3.142856, like that. After that, there is no repetition from the 1, and also it is never going to be an end. So these three numbers are the best examples for irrational number. It can be written under the P by Q form. So we can say these are all said to be irrational numbers. Let's solve some more problems on conversion of recurring decimals to fraction. Let's take the first sum. Given 0.6666. 6 is repeated here after the dot, which means 0 point after that only 1 6 is repeated till the entire line, that is 0.6 bar. Whenever you are coming across these kinds of sums, you will have to make a bar on the number which is repeating exactly. Only 6 I could take. So 0.6 bar. Further simplification, what we have learned under this, you will have to add 9. Number of 9s will be equal to the number of digits after the decimal point. Here counting the number of digits after the decimal point, only one digit, right? So always the fraction is which is said to be the P by Q form. P is said to be the numerator and Q is said to be the denominator. First, let's solve the denominator part. For that, counted number of digits is equal to 1. For that, in the Q part, you will have to add up only 1 9. Right? In the numerator part, what is to be written is, after adding 9, just forget the 0, after forget the point and remove the bar. What are the rest numbers you are having here? 6. So simply I am writing 6 by 9. So the result for this is 6 by 9. After further simplification divided by 3, this is 2 times 3, this is 3 times 3. Finally, my answer is going to be 2 by 3. Similarly, we are going to solve all other values. The next value is 0.181818. That is 18 is repeated till the end. So it is to be taken in such a way, 0.18, the bar. Bar is belonging to 18, not for 0. Now further simplification, you will have to write in the fraction value, here the numerator and here the denominator. For the denominator part, simply count the number of digits after the decimals. That is 2 digits I am having. So in the denominator, you can include 2 9s. That's all. In the numerator part, remove the 0, decimal and bar. You are having 18 with you. So this is the actual fraction value. After that, you can cancel with the common factor. Here, divided by 9, I am getting 2 times 9 is 18, and here 11 times 9 is 99. 2 by 11 is the respective value for 0.18 bar. The next one is 0.242424. Simply it can be written as 0.24 bar. Further simplification, after decimal how many digits? 2 digits. For the 2, I will have to include 29, that is 99 in the denominator. In the numerator only I want to take 24. Now further simplification, both the values are divided by 3. So 8 times 3 is 24 and 3 times 3 is 9 and 3 times 3 is 9, 33. 8 by 33 is the fractional value for the recurring decimal 0.242424. The next one, 0.135135 which is given, it is to be taken 0.135 is common here. 135, 0.135, the bar belongs to 1, 3 and 5. So here further simplification, how many digits after the decimal point? 3 digits. For that I will have to include 39, that is 999 in the denominator. In the numerator only 1, 3, 5 is to be taken. So here both the numbers are cancelled in 9 table, that is you can divide both the values with 9. How many times 9 is presented in 13? 1 time 9 is there. The rest 4, 45, 5 times 9 is 45. 15 times 9 consists of 135. In the denominator 1 time 9, 1 time 9, 1 time 9. Totally my answer is 15 by 111. The next one 0.1080 which is given. Simply it can be simplified 0.1080 the bar. Next thing, after decimal how many digits? 4 digits. For that I will have to include 4 times 9, that is 9999. In the numerator part only I am going to take 1080. Now you can cancel with 9, that is 12 times 9 is 108 and 0 is added, 120 divided by 1111, that is 120 by 1111, the fraction value which is equivalent to 0.1080 recurring. The next concept is conversion of terminating decimals to fractions. In the last thing we have converted the recurring decimals to fraction. For that we have taken number of 9s according to the number of digits after the decimal point. Here what we are going to do is the same thing, but instead of 9 we are going to take zeros in terms the number of digits after the decimal point, and also preceding to that we are going to include number 1, that is 0.25. What is the actual decimal value to that fraction actual value we are going to solve now. So 0.25 is given. Simply I am writing the numerator here, the denominator here want to be placed. After decimal point how many digits? 2 digits. For that I will have to include 2 zeros. Zeros have no values. For that we are writing 1 over here. So 100 is the actual value to be written in the denominator. Then what is to be written in the numerator? Just forget the 0. Just forget this decimal point also. Simply you can pick the 25 over here. Now you can simplify this. Divided with 25, I can make in the numerator 1 time 25 is presented. In the denominator 4 times 25 is 100. Finally my answer is 1 by 4. The next one 0.84 is given. Simply you can take how many zeros in the denominator which is based on the number of digits after the decimal place. That is 2 digits here I am having. For that I want to include 2 zeros. Preceding to that 1 is to be included. Now simply write down 84. Now you can solve this. I can get divided by 4. I can say 25 times 4 is presented here. Here 2 times 4 is 8, 1. Finally my answer is 21 by 25. So the equivalent fraction value for 0.84 is 21 by 25. Fractions are those terms which are having numerator and denominator as their parts. Based on the numerator and denominator, fractions are broadly divided into 3 categories. The first category is proper fraction, second one is improper fraction, and the third one is mixed fraction. In the proper fraction, always the numerator will be lesser than the denominator. Say for example 3 by 5. 5 is the denominator, 3 is which is less than the denominator which is presented. So we are calling this as proper fraction. So we can note it, numerator will be always less than the denominator in a proper fraction. improper fraction, the same thing in Volta, that is 7 by 3. Let's take it for example. 7 is the numerator part which is greater than 3. So, it is to be called as improper fraction. In an improper fraction, always the numerator will be greater than the denominator. Then the next one is mixed fraction. This is also the another form of improper fraction. Here we can say a whole number along with the proper fraction. Here the whole number is 3. The proper fraction is 1 by 3. So this is said to be a mixed fraction. Always the improper fraction can be converted into mixed and the mixed can be converted into improper fraction, vice versa. So here let's solve some of the problems based on the conversion of proper fraction to improper fraction to mixed fraction. Here we have taken two improper fraction. For that we are going to convert it into a mixed fraction. That is 7 by 2 is an improper fraction where the numerator is greater than the denominator. How to convert it into mixed fraction is simply 7 is to be divided with its denominator 2 like this. How many 2's consist of 7? 3 times 2 is 7, that is 6. It is to be reduced from the 7, that is 1. Now we can say that the quotient part is the whole number part, that is to be written at first, the quotient part. Now the denominator, what is the usual denominator in the 7 by 2? That is to be written as the denominator part. Now 3 is written, the 2 divisor which is already written in the denominator, the remainder want to be written in the numerator. So 7 by 2 is simply 3 1 by 2. The next one, 11 divided by 7. 11 is the numerator which is greater than the denominator, so it is said to be improper fraction. So we are going to convert it into mixed fraction. How to do? The same way, 11 divided by 7. How many 7? Only one 7 is there, the rest is 4. 4 is the remainder. So first, what is the divisor? That is to be taken as the whole number part. Then what is the denominator presented in the question? That is 7. The same 7 is to be placed on the denominator part. Then what is the numerator? Always the remainder is the numerator. What is the remainder? 4. Now, converting this mixed fraction into improper fraction again. How to do that? So here, improper fraction. Take any mixed fraction value. Take the whole number and multiply it with the denominator part. 3 into 2 which is going to be 6. Now simply add the value with the remainder, that is numerator, plus 1. So 6 plus 1 is 7. Again 3 into 2 which is 6. 6 plus 1 is 7. So simply write 7 on the numerator part. Usually what will we do for denominator part? Existing value of the denominator 2. Simply 7 by 2 is the improper fraction for 3 1 by 2. 7 by 2 is the improper fraction value of 3 1 by 2. The next one, 1 4 by 7. Here also we are going to convert this mixed fraction into improper. So take 1 into 7. 1 into 7 is 7. 7 plus 4, that is 11. This 11 is to be written in the numerator. In the denominator part, you can take the as usual value of the denominator. So 11 by 7 is the improper fraction value of mixed fraction. Now finding the middle number between two fractions or two integers. First, I am going to explain it with the help of two integers. Here I have taken the simple number 1 and 2. Everyone can answer this. What is the middle number between 1 and 2 is going to be 1.5. Here 1, here 2. The middle number between these two is 1.5. The same can be obtained whenever the complicated numbers are given using the standard formula a plus b the whole divided by 2. Where a is the first number, b is the second number divided by 2 always will give you the midpoint of the number. Let's try. 1 and 2 are those numbers. A is 1, B is 2. Now, what is their average? Simply 1 plus 2 the whole divided by 2 which is going to be 3 by 2. Now, simply we can say the mid number here it is 1, here it is 2. The mid number between 1 and 2 is 3 by 2. Now I am going to ask you what is the mid number between 1 and 3 by 2. Now same formula you can apply, that is a plus b the whole divided by 2, and give me the answer for this middle number and this middle number. So here a is said to be 1 and b is said to be 3 by 2. I am going to find the middle number between these two numbers. One is given in the form of integer, another one is given in the form of fraction. So simply a is 1 plus b 3 by 2 the whole divided by 2. Now simply you can add up these values. Here 2 into 1 is 2 plus 3 is given. So in the numerator part I have taken this 2 cross multiplied with 1. So I got 2 into 1 is 2. I have taken plus 3. These all are on the numerator part. The denominator part 2 will be existing. So it will be there. Below that the new denominator part is 2. It is to be taken. Now you can simplify and get the answer and write down here. That is 2 plus 3 is going to be the 5 and 2 is already existed here divided by 2. That is 5 by 2 into 1 by 2. So which is equal to 5 into 1 is 5 and 2 into 2 4. So finally I got 5 by 4, that is the mid number between 1 and 3 by 2. Simply I am writing 5 by 4. Now what is the mid number between 3 by 2 and 2? Let's try. Let me take a is 3 by 2 and b is 2. Now the mid number between 3 by 2 and 2 is 3 by 2, that is a plus b is 2. I have taken here divided by 2. Now simply you can cross multiply this 2 with this. So already numerator 3 is there. 3 plus after cross multiplication 2 into 2 4, the whole divided by 2, this 2, and these all the terms are to be divided by 2. So simply I get 3 plus 4 is 7 by 2 the whole divided by 2, which is simply 7 by 2 into 1 by 2. Finally my answer is 7 by 4. So this 7 by 4 is the mid number between 3 by 2 and 2. So this is the way of dealing with these numbers and finding their midpoints. In this session, we have learned so many things in the number system basics. In the part 2 of number system, we are going to learn some other basics of number system. Subscribe our channel for more upcoming videos.